Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to what are we on? Week 4 of Queens College Cybersecurity Awareness Month. As you'll notice, we've got an extra person. So last few weeks, we've had 3 people. We've invited a number of folks in. But this week, we got 4. So Brian's back with us. Everyone knows and loves Luigi. And, well, there's Pedro. But
I was here for the first one.
This is what happens when you are missing for 2 episodes.
He's too cool for us.
Yeah, but either way, we're back to talk about tech life, staying safe, staying secure. Today's topic is one of those that everyone knows they should do, and I'll bet dollars to donuts that not a single one of you is doing it like you ought to. And that is backups. So backups, that's right. It's boring, it's tedious. It's the little pop-up if you're, depending on what your virus scanner is, that says, "Hey, you haven't backed up recently." And if you use an Apple phone, I know if you're not backing up to the iCloud, that you're getting one of those little notifications. You haven't backed up in 2 days, 5 days, 2 weeks, however long it's been. But backups, they're the get out of jail free card that of the tech world. For those of you that have played Monopoly, or for those of you that haven't and should play Monopoly, you get the get out of jail free card. And so if your computer crashes, and I have experienced that a number of times, I've lost media, pictures, videos, you name it. Honestly, it doesn't even have to be a crash per se. I had a kid pour Sprite on a laptop one time, and that was it. Everything in there was gone. But in this day and age, you might drop your phone, in a fountain, drop it in a pool, drop it off a bridge if, you're really mad at an ex.
Just drop it.
Or just drop it, let it get run over, who knows. But you get that. There's ransomware. There's, you name it. And the backups are what lets you get back get back your data. It doesn't even honestly have to be anything that catastrophic. I know for me, I've gone in. I'm using a newer version iPhone right now, and when I went to set the new iPhone up, it pulled from my backups to set everything in place like it needed to be. So, now that we've talked about that, what you should be doing, what you're probably not doing. And stolen. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. That is New York. So, if your phone gets stolen, but by the end of the day, hopefully you'll understand a couple of things. The first one is that why you should be backing up your data. The other is where to back up your data. Another one will be encryption. We'll probably talk about immutable backups and what that means. And then the reason it's critical to check on or test, if you can, and why you should not set and forget when it comes to backups. So I'm going to turn today over to Pedro. This is Pedro's topic. He works in our server group. And so I'm going to let him lead off the discussion. Pedro, take it away.
We're here to talk about backups and how important they are, like how important they are. And the thing is, in regards to backups, and working as a sysadmin, I've learned the value of data and how everything is so valuable, how your academic work and your personal photos and all the notes that you take are basically really valuable. And losing them is very much a major setback. So this is pretty much why we're jumping into talking about how backups are important. So here's the thing, with today's tech and OS, server OSs and everything, it's all basically very user-friendly. They all all the OSs, all the like Apple OSs on both the desktop and the mobile phones, along with Windows and Android, and they all basically come with tools that allow you to back up your files, your life, basically, since now everything is now digital. Pretty much our whole lives are digital, and everything is either on our phones or our laptops. So these services, they're like, there's Google Drive, there's iCloud, there's OneDrive. These services are really designed to make backing up easy. You can, I mean, the most of sorry about that. They are easy. For Windows user, there's OneDrive. For Apple, there's iCloud. And also, if we're trying to back up to a physical device, on Apple devices, you can use Time Machines, which basically saves automatic versions of your system, so you can roll back to earlier versions.
What about all those people that don't know any better and use Google?
For Google, I mean, there is syncing for Google. You could have the app installed on your Windows machine or your Mac machine, but it is available to sync your drive, your files and everything on its own, and you could basically set it up. But there's also, besides like the third-party ones like Google Drive, there's also Dropbox. You could share, you could sync your files, you could share your files. They're convenient. It's convenient. It's accessible everywhere. And they are free up to a certain degree in space.
And for things like Google Drive, everyone has a Gmail at this point. It comes with it.
It comes with it. Yeah.
You forgot one
And
for
then-
for us
wait,
dinosaurs.
No, I didn't forget it. That's the last one.
Oh, the good old mechanical
It's the
drive.
good old, yeah, the good old. Well,
I won't
not
admit to
mechanical
having two
anymore.
of them sitting here.
But we have now we have mechanical. Well, I don't even know if we can consider them mechanical anymore now with SSDs taking over.
Yep.
But we do have
Those are
external hard
actually
drives now.
those are magnetic.
Those are magnetic, yeah, not
They are
mechanical.
not SSDs. I wouldn't spend
No-
that kind
no
of money.
moving parts.
Sorry.
Yeah, no moving parts. So,
Good
I mean,
I mean,
and
even-
this is for people that want to keep their data close to their chest, basically, where they don't trust the cloud, or they just want to have their data right there and then.
Pedro,
So
this is security. I don't trust anybody.
there you
Except
go.
yourself.
Except.
Except
So it's up to
Nope.
you what the best version is. For myself, I usually go for external, but what do you guys usually go for yourselves?
Thumb drives, external. Actually, I have 3 externals sitting here. Sorry. Here's another one over here.
actually, believe it or not,
Yeah, I honestly though, joking aside, I do have 3 externals. 1, 2, 3 thumb drives. And I use OneDrive and iCloud. iCloud for my Apple product suite of things, and then OneDrive for, obviously we use OneDrive here at the school, and then I have a Microsoft account of my own that has my own personal OneDrive. So
yeah, for
What
me,
about you, Luigi?
Oh, external drives all the way. I always carry a thumb drive with me. Small they are, very big size, 128 gigabytes, 3.0, fast speeds. I prefer using this. I carry with this all the time. I also use a lot of SSDs in my house. Mechanical drives, yeah, Aaron knows.
No, I had. You ever have one of those moments where, somebody says something and it makes you think of a movie line or something like that? And of course, I'm going to date myself because I have a sandwich baggie of thumb drives around here somewhere. Actually, I think it's in my box over
The
there.
classic way of storing them.
But there's the line from the old movie Mallrats, for those who have ever seen Mallrats. And for
Yeah,
those,
that's pretty. I was probably a really young kid. And
that was the 90s,
time.
but I was gonna go Snoogie Poogie. That's and I had a baggie of. I have one of thumb drives around here somewhere. Sorry, keep going, Luigi, because
No.
No, yeah. I use Western Digital. They're pretty good, and
Gosh.
I do cloud. I use Google Drive a lot. I've been using it for years. I use it as a secondary storage, more like for documents. Like if I need to access a document on any device, like on my phone, things like that. What about you, Brian?
What about you, Brian?
For me, I grew up using Google Drive. Like I said before, everyone has a email or a Gmail. No one uses a Yahoo or what else at this point.
No,
I
if you
still
use
got-
Yahoo,
Are you
it'll
really
age you,
sure about that,
basically.
Brian?
But you know, most people use Gmail. Let's just go with that. And as a student, it's really useful to just have, especially with the tools it comes with, being able to use like Microsoft Word on it.
What if I told you that I have seen at least one professor on campus copy himself to a Yahoo account?
But how old are they?
That's
If
the
it's
question.
Well, I don't know. Older than you. How about that?
I feel like that's every professor at this point.
So, yeah, I've seen at least one copy to a Yahoo account. I'm sure there are others.
This is pretty much how you age yourself. Now it's no longer, if you're not Gmail, it's Yahoo.
Oh,
Or
I
if you're
had,
even older, AOL.
an AOL
Oh,
account.
AOL, yeah, I think that's
I've had.
I still have it.
Oh
Oh,
gosh, Comcast. Well, no. What was the one you had? AOL.
Hotmail,
Netscape.
Hotmail.
Yeah, Netscape Navigator. So the Netscape dial-up service gave you. I am old enough. I remember when you had to telnet into campus mail.
Oh,
Be
yeah,
quiet,
that's-
Luigi.
Oh no, that's a whole other level.
Yep, I remember that.
But yeah, so as you can see, each of us have our own preferences, and we do each use a version of the cloud, or either physical cloud, in various versions of the media to back up our stuff. But one thing that there is one golden rule that I feel that I don't know if we all follow it, or we follow a version of it, is the 3-2-1 backup strategy, which is pretty much you keep 3 copies of your data. One is basically for the 3 copies of your data, you use the original file and the +2 backups. Then down to 2, 5.
5.
5. No, not 5. I'm gonna. That's a lot of redundancy.
I have a significant amount of redundancy because I really have lost a lot of things over the years.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, if it's up to you if you want to have multiple versions. But
actually,
the basic one is 3.
I think some of that is age where I just forget that I've already stuck it in one place and I stick it somewhere else.
And then stick it somewhere else.
And then it's somewhere else, and then I plug in
And it's just everywhere.
Well, I plug in a drive and go, oh, hey, that's a duplicate of this one.
But the next one that we move over to is like to have it in 2 different types of media.
Yeah.
So this is where I know for you it would count down from 5 down to 4, so you'll have it on your laptop, and then 3 other external hard drives. So, but for 2 you could have it on your laptop and an external hard drive.
Yeah.
And then the last one would be to have it copied off-site, so to a cloud service basically. And again, all of us here have some type of cloud service or several cloud services, so then that duplicates, and we have various versions of it. But it's a good way of basically having a parachute and having your backups ready and being prepared. So if anything basically happens, or so you lose your data somewhere, you do have the redundancy and have somewhere. Hey, I don't have it on my phone, but I do have it on a hard drive, or I have it on my laptop, or I have it somewhere else. It's at least there, and you could always like bring it up and come and basically get it whenever you need it. Which then leads me into the second one, which is to keep everything secured. You have to encrypt your backups. And encryption, this is where basically encryption comes in. And in simple terms, encryption is basically like putting your data through a blender that only you can reverse. It scrambles your files into unreadable code that only your password can unlock and decrypt.
I think a good way of putting it is it makes your text into like a random language that normally you won't be able to read unless you have a specific way to read it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Y'all are making me want
make
hash
it look
browns.
like complete gibberish, basically. So
Would
most
you like salt and
operating
pepper with that?
That was a coded prompt to talk about hashing.
Hashing.
Yeah.
Who's
And I was
got
talking about
experience with
salting
hashing, though?
When you
Uh,
talked
but
about
for-
encoding and encryption, no, that's fine.
That's a whole other level of it. But for me, I'm more used to the Mac side. So with Mac,
We won't hold
it
that
comes
against
with-
you.
oh please don't.
Yeah, we'll forgive you.
I am full on an Apple fanboy. So I have the watch, I have the phone, I have the laptop. I
Well,
am
you're an Apple
fully
fanboy, but
in.
what is your computer running right now?
Linux.
Please won't answer that.
It's almost like Mac.
It's
But
close
not.
to Mac. But
But
not. That's my work machine. Personal life, I'll stay with Mac.
It's like
but-
Diet Mac.
Is it?
That's
No,
way
I
to put
think.
it.
I think. Wait. No, you could reverse it. Mac is the diet version of Linux. Think of it.
You
that
said it, not us. You just,
You put yourself in that.
Apple's coming after you now.
He shoots, he scores.
Home run.
But on my end, I know that Mac comes with File Vault, which encrypts the hard drive and all your data. It'll decrypt it. Usually, when you set it up, it is default for Macs. So when you do set it up, it will have you generate the password for it, and you have to keep it safe. I believe there was a time that it linked it to your Apple ID, but I don't believe they do that anymore. But that's my experience on the Mac side. It does encrypt it with your password, and it'll have you generate one just in case you lose it and you can't access it. So I'm going to toss it to you guys for the Windows side.
Yeah, for the Windows side, I obviously use OneDrive because that's a Microsoft
Yep, we've talked
software,
about
and
that.
obviously it works better with it's built into the OS, so obviously I would use that. It's great because like any document I need to access, if it's on a tablet or a phone or my personal machine, I have direct access to it, and it's always constantly being saved on every change I make. And you obviously you have to enable it. That's another thing that people don't know is that always make sure at the bottom right corner where the little cloud is, that little logo, make sure you have that synced on. And make sure that all your files are being backed up. Now for the encryption part, BitLocker, that's another cool feature that Microsoft offers. And funny story is that I remember I had an experience with BitLocker a while back, and and by the way, in order to use BitLocker, you need to have a Microsoft account. That's important to have because you have to link it to that device. So on my Surface, I was trying to log into my account, and after I always forgot it numerous times. Maybe sometimes the cap key's on and I forgot to turn it off.
No.
So
I'm sorry,
that's
but
my-
I can't help but be reminded of the meme that's where people, new password, put in your password. No, that's the wrong password. Change password. Can't be the same as old password.
Old one that you used before.
Don't get me there, man. I want to rip my hair off every time that happens. But yeah, after so many attempts of trying to log in, my laptop gets encrypted, and Microsoft puts a message on the screen saying, "Oh, your device has been encrypted. Be sure to put in the 48 character code." Now the problem is that I didn't copy the code. That was my fault on my part. So I was freaking out because I'm thinking, now I locked myself out, and how am I going to be able to get into my laptop? I'll have to do the one thing that I'll have to re-image it. So, but I have to do a little research. I find out that obviously because I use my Microsoft account, I'm able to go into the account, go to view my devices, and then it gives you the 48 character code that you have to manually press it. By the way, it's very tedious, so one mistake and you have to redo
You
the
have
whole
to start
thing.
it all over again.
Yeah. But luckily, it went through, and I was able to gain access to my laptop, and it was, encryption is very good. It does its job, but you just have to be very responsible with it, and that's very important when it comes to it.
Yeah.
obviously,
very
you
much
know,
a double-edged sword.
oh yeah, totally agree. I mean,
And talk about BitLocker too, because I've done it before. You can also use these to encrypt things like your USBs or your like hard drives. So it adds an extra protection. Sure, it's physical. Usually, maybe like Luigi, always next to them. But in case it gets lost, it's always an extra level of protection on it.
Pretty much. But you do have to be careful with it, because if you do, let's say, yeah, someone steals your hard drive, they can't get into it. But if you do forget your password or the encryption key, you're basically out of your data as well. So again, you have to be careful. You have to keep in mind the risks, the safety and the risk for encryption. Which again, we recommend you do keep your stuff encrypted, but you have to take care of the key, keep it safe. Keep it to yourself. Don't share it, and store it somewhere safe. That way, whenever you need to access it, if anything happens, like what happened to Luigi, you have it, and you could always get to it, basically.
Yep.
But this also then leads into the next one, which is restoring, like testing and verifying that your backups work. So, if anything, Luigi couldn't really test that out, mostly because he forgot the key. But it's always,
Yep.
but it's
I feel like you
always
guys are gonna
good.
torture me with that now.
Yeah, definitely gonna
Yeah.
torture you for it. Yeah, no. But it's always good to test your backups, because hey, if it ever comes to the point where you need to restore, and you open up the file and you think you have it and it backed up, and you think you backed it up, and you try to restore it and it just doesn't restore the proper way, it sucks. It's something that you never want that would happen. You'd never want to happen to you. It's a situation you want to avoid, so you could always go back to like a Google, like say Google Photos backs up. So hey, you could always try to restore a photo, like an unused photo, just to make sure that your account is your restore is good. You could always do for iCloud, do a test file, delete it, wait until it syncs and deletes, and then try to restore. Make changes, see if it works. It doesn't have to be complicated. Testing doesn't have to be complicated. But every month or so, just try to restore it. Make sure that the data is current. And yeah, do your tests quarterly, and yeah, make sure things are running well. But have you guys ever had an experience with a backup where it hasn't gone the right way, or one that it actually did, because you had tested it, that it did come in clutch and helped and helped you with the situation, basically?
Well, I always have to verify my backup. It's like I said before, I always make a backup of a backup of a backup in case one backup fails. You have the next one. But yeah, there's been a couple instances where I had a lot of stuff saved on my this one external drive I use. Like I mentioned before, I use Western Digital in my house.
Yeah.
And at one point, powder outage came out, and I haven't probably never even bothered checking it. And I remember I had this one moment where I had to try to find this one document I needed, and it might have been for school. And I remember at one point I was like looking through it, and then I went to go look at my Western Digital, and unfortunately, it stopped working. I think at one point, maybe it could have been anything. Maybe mechanical, disk drives die on its own. Maybe there was a power outage that caused it. But if I would have been a little bit more smart and verify that it was, check on it, verify that it was working, then I probably would have easily prevented it.
I mean, this also reminds me of a story. Like, there was a colleague that I had before. They thought they were covered, but then so they just turned on cloud and had it running for years in the background, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people do also.
Yeah.
But then one day his computer got hit by a ransomware, and when he tried to go to a different device to see his cloud backup, turns out the sync setting turned off like a few months ago. So then a lot of their files were like outdated, old, or even the newer files he had just weren't part of the backup anymore, and had to gather up a bunch of old documents that he used to have. And
I mean, at least he had a version of it, but it sucks that it was like months of data lost, basically.
Mm-hmm. And it's
Yeah.
just unfortunate because, like what Luigi said, especially for Windows users, on the corner of your screen you could just see if it's synced up or not.
Yeah, and I've had situations myself where basically I've done it something like Luigi tried to do, like have his machine completely wiped. But one thing I like to do myself is I try to clean out my documents from time to time, just to clear up empty documents that I don't think I need anytime. But there have been moments where having a cloud backup and having tested that they work, basically, I've been able to restore files that at first I thought I didn't need, but then months later someone needs them, or I needed to get a document. I had a copy of it that I thought I wouldn't need anymore, and then came back, looked back to see if it was there, and it did, basically. Like I've used Time Machine before to recover some of these files, and check to see that they work, and recover them whenever needed. So it helps to have these files ready and verify that, and make sure that the backups do work, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, shouldn't be making any excuses for it. Nowadays, they have made it so much easier, to do the backup. Everything's at your disposal. All you got to do is just, I mean, there's some, I'm not really sure, there's some devices that have it automatically turned on.
Mm-hmm.
I think Microsoft, you have to do it on your own, if I'm not mistaken. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong or not.
I believe so, yeah.
Right. But yeah, it's so much convenient. But even when you start, you bought a new phone, bought a new device, going through the setup, it's going to tell you right there. Do you want to start? Do you want to enable this feature, to ensure everything is in the cloud in case you lost your device or the file itself. So, but yeah.
Yeah, it's always good to just enable it. It'll come in. When you least expect it, it'll come in and help you out when you need it. Especially like you mentioned with devices and everything. For Apple devices, the iCloud backups, they restore really, really well. So in case, hey, like what Aaron had mentioned, your phone gets stolen or the device gets, like, it's broken and you can't get it back, you could always restore with a backup, and it's like you never really left your phone in the first place. So it's always really good to have it. But we're pretty much to the very end, and we've covered a lot. We've covered why backing up is very important. So it's like whether it's your laptop or your phone, and that you keep forgetting to plug in. I mean, it's always good, just back up your device. Use the 3-2-1 rule, the 3 copies, or in Aaron's way, five copies.
5.
Yeah. So the 3-2-1 rule, which is keep 3 copies, 2 media types, and then 1 offsite. Remember to encrypt your backups to keep them secure from prying eyes. So if anything happens, no one can get into your backups.
Key.
Yeah. And remember your keys. Keep them safe.
Just like your house, you don't want to lose your key.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll just tattoo the 48 characters across my chest.
Oh yeah.
You better not go to like a pool or anything then, otherwise.
Hopefully the tattoo artist doesn't make a mistake with the character and it's
And then you're really screwed.
But,
Then you're gonna have
and
to
then
figure out
is it one of those things where you have to
digit.
change your password every month? It's like, oh, tattoo artist, please.
No, just cross it out.
Just add a number to it.
Just add a number. That's it. Oh God, the night.
It just goes all the way across.
Put a special character.
Yeah, and then add another one, and then another one. And then the
running out of
final
skin.
one. And then the final one is, test your backups just to have that peace of mind and make sure that you have something to restore from in case anything happens. But at the end of the day, backups aren't just tech. They're about to trust. They just trust in yourself that you built the safety net, because when data loss happens, and it will in some shape or form, you'll be ready for it. So thanks
Exactly.
for this. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's the end of episode 4 for Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Something we should consider, and I guess maybe it's time to mention, is we ought to do a podcast.
We really should.
So,
I was hoping this wasn't the end.
no, it shouldn't be the end.
Good
You know,
idea.
something and that's something that I've thought about, Luigi. Is there's a lot of information that we've put out in the last 4 weeks. There's some specifics we could get into, and honestly, I think we ought to do it. We can involve some other people from the IT department, and have a little bit of just some deeper dives into some of these conversations. So,
Oh yeah, I totally agree.
maybe we should put out a podcast. So,
Fingers crossed. We'll see how it
yeah,
goes.
we'll see what we can do. So y'all, if you're watching this, hey, stay tuned, see what happens, and maybe look out next week, see what you get. Big wink. But
Let us know what you think. Too.
let us know what you think.
Yeah.
If you're someone who backs up regularly, drop a comment. If you're someone who doesn't, drop a comment. Give us a thumbs up. Let us at least know you watched. And hopefully we'll bring some more topics to you throughout the year, this year to discuss and to help keep you secure, help keep you safe. So everybody, remember, just think secure. Thanks for watching. We've enjoyed it, and we'll talk to everybody soon.
Take care.
Thank you guys.
See ya.
Take care.